Greetings, fellow humans. How you living? How's your day going? Welcome to the Don't Stifle Me podcast. My name is Jacob Stee-full, and this is my podcast, where I have the privilege to sit down with guests from all across music and performing arts and talk with them about how they got to where they are, challenges, ups and downs of chasing something that they're passionate about, and whatever else comes up along the way. And I sincerely hope that you out there enjoy listening. Now, when I'm not podcasting, I am also a singer and songwriter and musician, and I've got some road dates coming up. So, February 16th, I'll be in Daphne, Alabama. February 17th, I'll be down in Mobile, Alabama. And then almost the entire month of March, I will be out in Texas. So, if you're around any of those places, come hang out. And you can find all that info and more at jacobstiefel.com. That is JACOBSTIEFEL.com. As for the podcast here, this episode is brought to you by you and or others like you. This is a listener-funded operation for the time being. So if you enjoy what we've got going on, not only should you click subscribe, but also check out patreon.com/DSM podcast. Over there for as little as $1 or $3 a month or more. Then you can get access to exclusive behind-the-scenes pictures, videos, MP3 downloads, and a lot more as it goes up in amount. And every bit of that money that comes in goes to support the podcast here for upload fees, production costs for the online things and these episodes. So once again, if you want to check that out, awesome. It is patreon.com/DSM podcast. All right. Oh, I just hit the microphone there. Anyway, my guest today is Senior Jeffrey Krantz. Jeffrey, I've known him for several years now, and I've always just called him Krantz, I'm pretty sure. But that's fitting because he has a band that he fronts called Krantz. And they have one album out that's self-titled called Krantz. That's awesome. We talk about that. But they've got a new single out called Run Away With Me. But he came by the house here, and we had a great talk about music and life. And I think at some point I started talking about philosophers and pantheism and YouTube video rabbit holes. Yeah, I don't know. Just roll with it, though. I bring it back around. Here's my talk with my buddy Jeffrey Krantz.
Pick it up the piano.
Jeffrey Krantz, where are you from? Speaking of where people are from.
Well, I'm from a small town just south of Des Moines, Iowa called Cumming.
Iowa.
Yes. You ever been?
You're like the third person I've ever met that's from this. No,
Dude, there's only 3 of us there, man. We all left.
I played at a festival in Humboldt, Iowa. Where is Cumming, Iowa?
Cumming it's just south of Des Moines, which is like south central.
Okay.
So it's...
I think Humboldt was west, I think. On the west side.
Man,
there's some festival
so
out
many
there.
towns in Iowa, like
played another
as
place.
There are in every state, but
yeah. And I played another place in Iowa. I don't even remember the name of that place. Havelock. You ever heard of Havelock, Iowa?
I think you're making these up.
It's where like you look at the map and then there'll be a long stretch of highway where there's nothing.
Yeah,
and
so
then
Iowa.
little blip, and then nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those little blips.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things. We played this little shitty bar, but because it's in the middle of nowhere in Iowa, every little shitty town that had nothing else to do came together, and it was great. It was an awesome night.
No, you can have great shows in Iowa, because nobody goes there, so whenever there's something going on, everybody's excited and goes out.
Somebody's coming here.
Yeah,
Somebody's
really
coming to sing to us.
Yeah. Cumming was it was a very small. We just lived down the country. Actually, it was just like that was the smallest town that was close to us. But it was right by Des Moines, so I kind of.
Were you a farmer?
Well, everybody around us was, but my parents weren't. But
what'd your parents do?
We had horses, a lot of little acreage, so we could go exploring in the woods and.
So you rode horses?
I did a little bit.
Yeah.
They died when I was I think the last one died when I was like 12 or so. And of course, when we were young, my parents are like,
well, you were
scared.
The horses or your parents?
The horses.
The horses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, we're going deep. We're
just
jumping in.
But yeah, growing up, I remember sometimes they let me hop on for a while, but I wasn't doing the wild jumps or anything, but
What
Prince
did
and
what did your
Buster.
parents do?
My mom was she was Better Homes and Gardens magazine.
Yeah.
The company that makes those. She was the head of the test kitchen where they like test out new recipes and stuff.
Did you get to test those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I ate great when I was young. Except it sucks though because when you're young, you take everything for granted, you know.
Yeah.
So it was like she'd be making awesome things. I'd be like, I want fish sticks, frozen fish sticks, you know.
Yeah.
Now I'm older and I'm eating frozen fish sticks. I'm like, I wish I had my mom's cooking here. But yeah, she did that. So best mom in the world, love her.
Yeah. What'd your dad do?
He was he had a lot of jobs. He was a musician for a lot of his life. He's a drummer.
Cool.
So definitely grew up with the music around the house. But then he worked in electronics and switchboards and a bunch of stuff. And then he worked at music stores too. You know, a bunch of stuff. But yeah, but music was always his passion too. And he still plays to this day. So
Very cool.
you know, every time we go back, we go to a jam session. So
Yeah.
like
They have
some
like
songs
open
together.
jams around or something?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you have brothers and sisters or anything?
Yeah, I have one sister. She lives up in Minneapolis right now. She's got that 3 little girls, my little nieces, you know.
Yeah.
my
It's good.
husband,
It's
the
nice
big
to
house.
have that
So you got
for your parents. Yeah.
my sister with the,
The quintessential family life. Yeah.
the-
I'm the same
then
way.
me,
My
I'm over
sister, I
here.
got a
They call me
older.
the free spirit. So
Yeah, my sister and I joke about that. We're both living, quote unquote, living the dream, but it's just like the opposite ends of the spectrum of the dream. Because
yeah.
my sister lives like 2 miles from mom and dad, married, 2 kids.
yeah,
Works at the high school that we went to growing up. Just like that, it's a beautiful, wonderful thing.
yeah.
But I'm sitting in a living room
There you go, man.
in Nashville, drinking
Dude.
coffee and talking to my buddy.
Different paths.
Yeah, man, I'm happy. She's happy.
Oh yeah, man. That's all that matters.
That's right.
Definitely.
When did you start playing music? So you said you grew up, your
Man.
dad was a musician.
Yeah. Well, I was in the band, of course, you know, like 4th grade, I think. Started playing the trumpet.
Another band nerd that turned out to be one of the coolest people I know.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah, man.
I'm telling you, people out there listening, if you're a young person and you're listening to this, then that's awesome. But
Yeah.
if you
Don't
I'm
listen to
telling
me,
you,
young people.
be friends. Yeah, don't listen to the advice from Jed. No, I'm just kidding. Be friends with the band nerds.
Yeah.
Because
or be
they're-
a band
they-
nerd.
they-
you
or
know?
be a band nerd. That too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Don't
not
be
like I
afraid.
really wanted to play trumpet. I just wanted to play music, you know?
Yeah, no, for
So,
sure.
Yeah.
It's like I remember when I was in high school, I didn't take this advice, but it was good advice in hindsight. Older guy told me one time, he said, Jacob, he said, what you want to do? He said, don't go after the girls that are really pretty in high school. He said, go after ones that are like not quite developed yet.
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
kind of
You're like, you know
lanky,
what?
kind of goofy looking. He said, go after those because those are the ones that in 10 years are
There you
going to
go.
be smoking.
There you go.
And I was like, whatever, man, you don't know what you're talking about. But of course, at 30, I'm like, damn, that guy was spot on.
Yeah, he was right, for
Yeah.
sure.
Trumpet.
None of them still like me, though.
Not that I want to talk about high school girls. That's not what I'm trying. It's not what I'm trying to do here, Jeffrey Krantz.
Edit that out. But yeah,
trumpet?
man, trumpet. I wanted to play sax, but I got stuck with the trumpet, you know, whatever. But
Everybody
you know, it's
wants
a
to
good
play
thing because
sax.
maybe if I got to play saxophone, then I'd be like, maybe I wouldn't
Who
have got into
knows?
music as much. I'd be like, I don't like this, you know.
knows?
So everything
Maybe the
worked out
reed
for a
would
reason.
the whole reed
I
thing
know,
would have just
dude.
fucked you up.
Or maybe I'd be like some crazy jazz musician. Whoa.
We'll never know. In another universe, man.
Yeah, man. But then when real music started for me was in November of 1995.
Yeah.
I remember laying on the ground in the living room watching the Beatles anthology and being all like, whoa.
Oh yeah.
It just
Beatles
blew
did
my
it for you.
mind. I was
Yeah.
like, that's it. And never been the same.
Yeah.
So like that Christmas, I got a guitar from, well, I didn't really get it for Christmas. I guess it was just the season. But my mom had an old K acoustic she had from the 70s.
So when were you born?
December 82.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you were like 13.
Yeah, 12.
12, 13, yeah.
Yeah. I guess would I be turning 13? Yeah, I'd be turning 13.
Yeah.
So yeah. Good math.
An engineering degree over here. I use
She's
it
on your
I
head.
use it from
He's got a
time to time.
calculator over here, folks. But so yeah, I just got my mom's old 70s K, and I started just kind of figuring things out by ear a little bit, you know, and got
Yeah.
a little chord book and stuff. And she actually had a little Mel Bay book from the actual 70s.
Yeah,
she was going
Mel
to learn.
Bay
She
stuff.
never did.
Right.
But yeah, so I learned on that and just how to pick and stuff like that.
Did you ever take lessons?
And then it just, man, I did it for a little bit, like a couple months or so. And it probably did help me with some technique. He mostly just taught me like blues stuff, which is really how I learned, how to solo and all that stuff. But I just, and then I got the big Beatles scores book. I don't know, a lot of people have them. It's a big white book of every part of every song. Like, it's legit. So I just, because I can't really read music, but I could read the tab, which is, for people who don't play guitar, it's like a numbers on the neck system. So I've always been good at math. Hated math, but I've always been good at it. But
it's a correlation. Music and mathematics.
I definitely see the patterns and the math, so, and that's pretty much how I learned, just jamming along to Beatles albums and stuff. So
yeah, when I was I took lessons from I started around 9 or 10 years old and took until I was around 14. And I remember when my teacher started teaching me solos, like for a long time, of course it's chords and rhythms and strumming patterns and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But then I remember when he showed me like the major scale and then I guess what the technical term is a pentatonic
scale,
the blues
scale,
I just call it the blues now, rock and roll scale.
That's right.
So I remember when he learned me. Wow, I almost just said that out loud into the microphone professionally. When he taught me those two scales and showed me how pretty much any song you can play one of those two scales.
Oh yeah,
97% of songs or so, you can play one of those two over. I was like, in my head, I thought, well, once I figured that out, I was like, why do I need to ever take another lesson again? I've got this. Now I can just sit in my house. Take
lessons. I know guitar now.
Yeah. I can just press play on this AC/DC CD or this Hank Jr. CD and just play solos over the whole damn song.
All you need is pentatonic, dude, really. Yeah. I know guys, that's all they ever use, so.
I remember at one point I was sitting practicing, I think it was like a Hank Jr. or something, but I would just let something play and I would just solo over the whole thing. Just practicing going up and down the scales and soloing and the changes and stuff like that. And I remember Dad coming up and saying something about me playing over the words or something. I'm like, oh,
that's right.
I'm practicing. I'm just soloing.
These words.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember just turning the radio on sometimes and just being I think I jammed over a Celine Dion song once. I was like, oh,
yeah, man, it's good practice.
Oh yeah.
It's weird to me. And I am by no means bragging, but I understand that I can just sit down if there's some guys playing a song, I can just sit down if they tell me what key it's in or let me figure it out.
Yeah.
I may not know the chords, but I can noodle around.
That's the beauty of being a guitar player.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just, bass players and drummers got to know the song. We just let me what key it is, and I'll just noodle around that key.
I'll just do some filler stuff. But there's a lot of people. I know a lot of guitar players that can't do that. And it's so weird how different people's minds work differently. Because some people, they need to know either a specific solo or a lot of people will try to change. And this is kind of getting technical for you listening. But so when you're playing a guitar solo, you play a certain scale. If it's in the key of G, you play the scale in the key of G. And I understand you can just kind of stay in G and just stay on the notes that are in that scale, no matter what chord they're going to, as long as they're in that key.
Yeah.
But I've seen some people that think you have to change
the scale,
according to what chord. I'm like, what are you doing? Just flow with it, baby. Just
No, yeah, I've encountered that too. Yeah, well, I think a lot of it is just some people can just kind of just play by ear, you know, kind of so you're going to hear what you're going to play before you play. And some people, I think they just rely on scales. So they're just
we're all just so different,
I just go around.
I just shared something right before you got here on Facebook. I saw where, Jack Pearson, phenomenal guitar player, extraordinary. Used to play with Allman Brothers.
Yeah.
I saw, he shared it. It was a video of, this old guy and this really young kid in Zimbabwe, sitting on a sidewalk somewhere playing. The old guy was playing electric guitar and singing, and the kid was playing a little shitty drum set. But it sounded awesome. And they were playing, and I was listening. I don't know what he was singing. He was just singing some words and whatever, I guess his language. But I was hearing the music, and I was thinking, like, there's the 1, there's the 4, there's the, and I'm hearing the patterns of the song, and I'm thinking, I could sit down. I don't know anything about this country, anything about these people or anything, but I could sit down with him and sit down and then just jam right in. And that's to me, that's my favorite part about music.
Oh, yeah,
is how
man.
universal it is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No matter where you're from, you love music.
Yeah.
Name one person
And
that
it
doesn't
all
like
of
music.
it's like
I don't want to meet that person.
It's like universal language. Like you can sit down, and I've seen several videos where they do it, but they'll like have somebody in Switzerland start a beat or a melody, and then they'll show somebody in Australia kind of like playing along with that.
Yeah, man.
And then they'll go show somebody in New Orleans, kind of throw in some clarinet or something.
Yeah, yeah,
and it just
yeah.
shows that like that's something that we can all connect on at the same level.
Even Vladimir Putin likes the Beatles.
I'm sure he does.
I read an interview. I remember somebody interviewed him, and they were like, "That's one thing we all like." The mood lightened because we started talking about the Beatles, and like, I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
It's deep stuff here on a Wednesday morning. I don't know when you're listening to this, people, but today, as we talk, it is right now 11:26 a.m. Wednesday, January 31st, 2018. 2018. The year of our Lord.
Oh yes.
Or universe, or whatever you want to call it.
There you go.
I was watching some videos last night. For some reason, you ever just go down like a YouTube or Wikipedia, just whole rabbit hole, and then you look up and it's like 2.5 hours later, and you're like, whoa, like how have I just spent
that's
all
the
that
worst
time?
on YouTube. You look up like some band you want to see like a live clip from, and then you'll see a bunch of stuff on the side. You're like, oh, I want to see that
they're so
next.
good at that. Yeah,
oh, I want to see that one next.
Well, last night for some reason I jumped down a philosophy hole, and I was watching. I don't know if you ever heard of a philosopher named Baruch Spinoza.
Oh, Baruch.
Yeah, old Barry. But no, he was in like the
Spinny.
He was in the 1600s, and he was a Jewish from Amsterdam, but then he got exiled to somewhere, and I forgot where they sent him.
They've had it rough.
He was one of the first philosophers to like he wrote a book. It was called Ethics, but he was one of the first guys that was like challenging religion and Christianity beliefs, and he was like had the what do they call it? Pantheism. You ever heard of that? It's where the belief that I'm feeling good this morning. I'm getting all into this stuff. It is. I guess it is. But what it is where you believe that quote unquote God is synonymous with nature and earth. Like the universe and the energy and God are all kind of the same kind of thing. Yeah. And it's not some man sitting in the sky, but it's what connects us all together or whatever. Anyway, we don't have to jump all the way off the ship. But that's what I was doing last night. I just watched like several videos, and I watched some on like 2 or 3 different philosophers and like compared their beliefs and what they thought.
Oh man, you're getting deep.
And then I looked up and it was 2 a.m. and I was like, shit, I got to talk to Krantz tomorrow. I got to go to bed.
Yeah, man. What were you smoking last night? Let's try some of that.
I might have had 2/3 of a brownie.
There you go.
And laid on the couch over there.
Nice.
Whatever. I wasn't bothering anybody.
There you go, dude.
Where were we? I don't know. We just went off on something there.
I don't know. That was deep though.
It was. So, okay, you got a guitar. You were 13.
Yeah.
You started playing. You had the book, the Mel Bay's book.
Oh yeah.
And when did you start like playing gigs and getting together with
your
buddies?
I started writing songs right away too. That was another
that's
thing.
cool.
I was like, I wanted to be the next Beatles, so I got to start writing stuff. So I started doing that. Started the band with some kids from high school, and I'm sure we were horrible, but we thought we were awesome.
Man, that's what why am I not thinking of this? Dave Grohl. Oh, I almost didn't think of his name. Dave Grohl, I heard him say in an interview one time, he was talking about when Nirvana first formed, and he said, we were terrible. He said, but we got in a garage and we sucked for a while, and then we got good. He said, that's what kids need to do. He said, get together with some of your buddies, go in a garage and start playing. You're going to be bad. Be bad. And then you get good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember setting up the Radio Shack microphone in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
Connected to the cassette player so you can record yourselves.
Man, I did that.
Oh, yeah.
I had, like, in the garage, there were rafters. And I remember, like, looping it around, letting it hang down.
So be hanging down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you go back and listen, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. No, I remember being so proud of it. I remember taking it to school. Like, you could kind of your vocals all like, and you're like,
yeah.
Just be like, yeah, that's my fan.
I think the first time I remember doing something like that, I had one of those little pocket recorders with the little mini cassette tape things. You remember those?
Yeah,
like
the little, like
reporter kind of journalism things or whatever,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I had one of those.
Note to self.
For some reason. Yeah, one of those. Yeah. But I remember setting that up, and I had a little shitty drum set in the garage, and then I had I think I had my SG at that point.
That one right there?
Yeah, that Gibson SG. I got it when I was 13 or 14.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
Which was 16 or 17 years ago, people out there listening. I'm 30.
Nice.
But we set up, and one of my buddies came over, and we played Born to Be Wild. And he was playing my guitar, and I was playing the drums. I didn't have a hi-hat. I was just playing the crash, just...
It's all right. Steppenwolf, man. They're
yeah,
rocking.
but then, the best part was, of course, the when I got to play the tom.
Oh, yeah.
But we recorded that on one of those little mini cassette tapes.
Nice.
I remember taking it to school and like listening to it and be like, that's us.
The one I remember recording, because it was an original that I wrote, and it was called Suicide, which I shouldn't be laughing about at all. I'm not. But it was funny because well,
you're not. Let's make it clear. You're not laughing at suicide.
Yeah, I'm laughing at the fact that I was a pretty happy kid, like my raised out in the country in Iowa.
Just
like,
rock and roll even back
parents,
then.
Yeah, I got along back then. And I'm like, hey, Mom, listen to a song I wrote called Suicide. You're probably like, oh.
Did you have short hair in high school, or did you?
I did. Well, I was in the punk rocker crowd. I'm not gonna say I'm a punk rocker because I really was. I was always a Beatles guy. I'd be wearing a Beatles t-shirt, but then we'd be wearing the Dickies that go past your knees, and, like the Chucks. And
did you skateboard?
Man, I had a skateboard. I'll say that. I attempted to, but I was always so scared to break my fingers.
Man, I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
So we'd go to the park, and I just kind of do the pussy stuff on the side. They're all like doing the half pipe and stuff. But
I'm the same way. There's last couple of Sundays I've gone running over here in the Two Rivers area here in Donaldson, and there's a skate park over there.
Oh yeah.
And I see all these guys, like, they've got the half pipes and they've got the empty pool things and everything. It looks awesome. And I'm thinking, man, I'd like to try that. But the last thing I need to do is break a freaking arm.
Yeah, dude.
No health insurance, and that's my livelihood.
Skateboarding accident, man. That's extreme.
Yeah.
And then plus I quit kind of going when I was like 18 and doing little wimpy things, and then there were like 12-year-olds next to me just showing me up like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a short-lived skateboard career. But
what'd you do after high school?
Then I stuck around Iowa for a few years, and
so what'd you graduate like
in 01?
Yeah, I was gonna say 2000, somewhere in there. Yeah.
And worked there, and it's because the band. I was always just like, this is my band. That's what I do,
Yeah.
So
even back then, like, when do you think? When did you know, like, this is what I'm gonna do? When you saw the Beatles?
When I saw the Beatles, yeah. Yeah, it's like,
that's cool.
I was like, I didn't have any desire to really do anything else. So I just stuck around there and worked and played in the band, and then I did a kind of band that we got a pretty decent following there in Iowa, around places around there, called Rosefield Rivals. And then
Rosefield?
We broke up. A couple of the guys felt guilty or something about being in a band. I don't know. It was weird. Won't get into it.
A religious thing?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, which I still don't understand, but whatever.
Yeah.
But so then there's a band out of Tulsa called The Effects that I played shows with in my old band when they came to Iowa and stuff. Went down to Tulsa to play with them. And they were 3-piece, and I was like, hey, you guys need a guitar player? Because, it was like 2 guitars, And so they're like, sure. So moved down there, and because I wanted to join them because, me and Joel King, he was the singer of The Effects, we were both Beatles freaks. So every time we got together, we'd sit down and just jam Beatles songs for hours, So I joined them, and they were on the road like doing 150 to 200 dates a year. You know?
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, I don't have to go get a job or anything, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, we just did that, and
It's nice to just step into that.
Oh yeah, it was great. And then when we were back home, I mean, it wasn't glamorous, you know, we were broke.
People listening, I'm sure those were not like 175 well-paying.
No. We were sleeping on couches and floors many
gigs
times,
with
you know,
suites at the hotel and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, we did that for a few years, and had a blast. I learned a lot.
The effects.
I learned to live on the road. Yep. And then, then we moved to Nashville and broke up.
Yeah.
Which happens a lot.
Yeah. So is that Joel that's in the Wildflower?
Wild Feathers.
That's what I meant to say. Wild Feathers. Yeah. I played, what was it? The Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young tribute show.
Oh, yeah.
Long ago, and he
Joel was in it now, I think.
Yeah.
We're still good friends.
He's a great
golf.
dude. They're great.
Are
they still?
Days. Yeah, they just got done doing some recordings, so we should have some stuff coming out soon.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I like their first CD better than their second one. I don't know.
The first one did better. Yeah,
personal preference.
No. If a lot of people probably say that because it did do a lot better, but I like the second one personally. Yeah. But I also like it because it's got me and Joel wrote a song that's on there.
That's cool.
So, you know,
well, nothing against it. I downloaded it. I purchased it, and it was good. I listened to it.
I think it was one of those ones you had to listen to a few times to catch on to you, and the first one is more like it just grabs you like, quicker. So
I also heard that. I don't know all the behind the scenes stuff, and I'm not trying to tell tales out of school. But I also heard that like the first one was more like, I don't know, manufactured is the right word or not. Like other writers and stuff.
I don't really know. Yeah, it might have. I think. Yeah, and the label probably had a lot more.
But with the second one, they kind of went out on the limb more.
Yeah, I think
what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Hey.
Dude,
whatever makes you happy.
Apparently, whatever I do is whatever's not popular at the time, so I can't say anything.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so the effects, and then Chase McBass, and it's Chase McGillis.
I know the name.
Maybe you wouldn't know him. I really met you around Poor Boys time.
Yeah. So when did y'all move here?
We moved here in. Well, me and Joel just moved here because our drummer didn't want to leave Oklahoma. So he stayed, and we got Aaron Spraggs.
Yeah, Spraggs.
You know Spraggs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me and Joel moved here in... It was November of... What year is it? 2017. Year of 2000... November of 2007 or 8.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly.
I moved here in 2009.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool. So you try to do the effects thing here?
Yeah, we did for a while, and now we were around for like a year, and we went to Iraq, and we still would go on the road, but we had to, then we had to get regular jobs here because we had to pay rent and stuff. We couldn't live in Joel's parents' house like we did in Tulsa.
Yeah,
but we did it for a while, but then it wasn't really a bad breakup or anything. It just Joel started doing the Wild Feathers, and I wanted to do something else, and we had a buddy move down here to sing for us, who was Benny Anderson, who was in the Poor Boys. Yeah. He became Joel's replacement, and we formed a new band called Sweet Lady Jane. We played like 2 shows, and we broke up. But then we did the Poor Boys after that, which is
I just realized I don't think I've ever known Benny's last name. It's just Benny.
Yeah. That's all you need to know. We'll just keep it at that.
Like everybody in Nashville's got a last name except for Benny, and he's like.
Well, and Rudy. Rudy's in the Poor Boys. His last name is Rudy Rude.
When did the Poor Boys thing get started? Was it
that was. I should have wrote these dates down.
Oh, man, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, that would have been
sometime after that.
Yeah, 5 years ago or so. We were on around for a couple of years, but yeah. How I met you? Through Slim?
I think so.
No, I knew you before that. Because I knew Slim started playing with you. Yeah. I knew
downtown. I think it's cool.
Which we're not going to talk about.
What, the whole downtown thing? I don't know. I'm trying to think when I first met you. I don't know. It kind of it blurs, in this town.
It doesn't stick in your memory like
the first night,
monumental shining moment. When you looked in my eyes.
It's shone, a light shone around. I said, I must know that man. So what you got going on now? It's Krantz.
Yeah, man.
Is this a band?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was a little confused. I was like, is this
No,
solo?
I know. Well, it started
band?
out. It started out. I just recorded an album because I couldn't find a band, and I'd always been one of the primary songwriters in every band I've been in, but I wasn't a singer. I was just the guitar player.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got to find a singer and a band and stuff like that. And I was just like, crap, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
You know, because I can't find anybody. And I started actually singing a lot more at work. So
Yeah.
I was like, I got a little more confident in my singing and stuff, and I just got better at it because I was doing it more often. And so I just recorded that first album pretty much on my own. I mean, I had like my drummer, Scotty Rollins.
Yeah.
He helped to record it, engineer it, and played all drums and everything like that. And then I had a lot of guest musicians play the other parts that I couldn't play, but then I just did pretty much everything else.
That was the self-titled.
Yeah,
the
that's
Krantz,
self-titled. Yeah. And I didn't want to be solo. I didn't want to be like, oh, this is Jeffrey Krantz. So I was like, I'll just do this like a name, you know, kind of like Van Halen is the band name, you know, and then I can form a band out of that. So that's what we did. And then some
I liked
friends I knew.
when Your Luck Runs Out. I think that was my favorite one on that.
When Your Luck Runs Out.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah. That's what the well, that's what it's supposed to be a play on words there.
Yeah, no, that's
like,
good. Is that what the thing said?
Yeah, well, it's
I think I misread.
about like Instagram model girls or something that are just banking off being hot, and then it's just kind of like, what do you do down the road when you're not hot anymore? You know?
So true, so true. I know, or I've known so many female bartenders that I want to tell them, look, you're making a lot of money right now.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be making that much money doing this in 15 years.
And it's like, just be nice, you know?
Yeah.
Don't act like you're like some big shot because you're hot. But yeah, thank you. That's one of my faves on there too.
Yeah, it's got a cool old Stones vibe to it. To me. Like
I can dig that.
Like a Let It Bleed kind of.
Oh
vibe,
yeah,
whatever.
it's one of my faves.
Yeah.
One of the first vinyls I ever got right there.
Oh yeah.
But
the new thing is was Runaway? Runaway, is that what?
Runaway with Me?
Yeah, Runaway.
New single. We just released it. We recorded just 5-song EP, and it's coming out in April. I learned now you got to release a bunch of singles before you put it out.
Apparently that seems to be the thing. I don't know. Yeah.
But,
to me, I listened to that, and this is not a negative thing, but it made me want to like
dance.
Yes, I was going to say that. It made me want to be in a crowd of people and just dance.
Good,
just dance
man.
with.
It's definitely a little.
Whether or not I was on drugs, whatever.
It's cool. I like it because this is definitely a departure or a little different.
Yeah, it's a different vibe.
But I dig that, man, because I feel like now that this band, because we have a band now, actual set members.
Guys,
T Talent, Eric Thieling, Monica Llewellyn. And then Scotty Rollins still playing drums when he can, but we've been going through some different drummers. But yeah, we jam these songs out, whereas the first album was just in my head, you know, what I thought everything would sound like, so everything sounds
it's cool.
different.
It's like in life and everything, you evolve as you grow.
Yeah, exactly.
And you change.
Yeah, you don't everything sounds the same.
I feel like that Krantz album, when I listened to it, it wasn't just like the Poor Boys, but I could hear some of the Poor Boys rock. I mean, I guess your part of the Poor Boys, I kind of hear that. Yeah, so it was cool then going to Run Away With Me because it was just a little bit different.
Yeah,
It was
we definitely went more the pop route.
Yeah,
which I dig. I've always been more of a Beatles guy, like I always say.
it's on
more
the pop
than
side of
I love Zeppelin and all that stuff too, which will still show. I'm sure we'll go through a Zeppelin phase at some time. But
I'm sure you'll still have the twin solos on stuff. And
Well, if we ever get another guitar player.
Yeah.
But
well, you can do it in the studio.
That's true.
You could do some Molly Hatchet
dueling myself.
Triple harmony solos or something. If you want to do.
Well, yeah, that's a funny thing actually too. Is on the first album, there's so much guitar on it because I was just like messing around with myself, and then we go play it live. I'm like, well, no guitar harmonies here.
Yeah, it's tough. I've done that before. You go play like a 3-piece show or something, and you're like, I just got to hit this thing because I got to be playing kind of rhythm, but kind of the solo, and So a lot of times when I'm playing like solos, I don't know if it's just a weird technique that I have, and I guess I'm sure there are other people that do it too. But like with my right hand, a lot of times I just hit all the strings.
Yeah.
And then with my left hand,
you got to mute some.
Yeah, I'll mute which ones I don't want played or whatever.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Especially when I'm really getting into it, I'll just be like, bah, bah.
Dude.
You know.
Got to.
Rock and roll, rock and roll.
But yeah, man, EP's coming out late April. We got check out Run Away With Me. And we got the next single coming out on February 13th.
So did you have to, because this is something I'm curious about, because I'm about to record again in a few months, and the whole like releasing one and then releasing another one and then releasing the whole EP or whatever. Do you have to, like what website do you post it with? Are you with CD Baby or?
I use TuneCore usually.
TuneCore?
To distribute.
Because I used to be with CD Baby, and I moved, when I did this Memphis sessions a couple years ago, I moved to a thing called DistroKid, which is a newer one since TuneCore. Whatever. It's all right. They all do pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I know. I was like...
But when you submit it, do you submit like one as a single and then another one as a single, and then when you go through, then you have to submit them all as the EP?
Probably, yeah. Well,
because there's ways you can do it. Because I know some people, it'll show up as, here's the whole album. You can't purchase any of it yet except for the single. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But then some of them, it's just, here's the single.
Yeah. I put up the singles just by itself, so
yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
There's so much. There's just so much new shit.
I know, man.
So are you totally independent? Are you doing everything?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah. Well, the only nice thing is having to say, like, I have friends who are on labels and they're like, "Oh man, we want to play a show, but we can't," you know, and all this stuff, and it's just like,
oh yeah, I mean,
it'll be like, "Yeah, I didn't think this song was our greatest, but the label wanted to put it out."
Yeah, that's what gets me. That's what kills me is people saying, like, when you really get behind the scenes, you can talk to people and they'll tell you honestly, they'll be like, "Yeah, I didn't like that song at all, but they wanted us to record it," and I was like, "Yeah, it's terrible."
Yeah.
That goes against everything.
Yeah.
That I want to do in this world.
Yeah. But then again, they always say the biggest hits by the bands are like, "Oh, that was our least favorite song.
Yeah.
That was a throwaway song."
Yeah.
And who knows?
You just never know.
You never know.
Sometimes you just want to sit on a couch and watch philosophy YouTube videos.
There you go.
That'll make you feel so much better about everything.
Spinny.
Oh, what you got? So are y'all touring or playing shows?
Man.
What's
we
going
shot
on?
on the road a couple weeks ago, and we're going back out in March.
So what kind of shows are you playing right now? Are you doing like the ticket sales with
just,
2 or 3 other bands?
Arenas and yeah, no, we're just doing, clubs and venues and stuff like that. Just actually, from touring so much for the effects, I have tons of friends all around the country, so that kind of helps because you can just be like,
well, that was great for you to get in,
set up a show or this, and
to get started doing that, because it's such a twisted system for people out there listening. Like when you have a band or you're doing a solo gig or something, when you're trying to book shows, you're trying to be busy. You're trying to, like, of course you want to make money, but you can go play this show at this club for $800 or whatever.
Yeah. Whoa, what shows you playing? No.
Right. Yeah. But that will be like a 3-hour show where you got to play some covers.
Yeah.
Do that whole thing.
Yeah.
Or you can go play this show with 1 or 2 other bands and have a door cover that you all split at the end of the night, like we've done before.
Yeah.
We each walked away with like $75 or something like that.
Totally.
But at those shows, at that show I played with you that night, like I sold a handful of CDs, got some people on the email list.
Yeah.
That will probably, hopefully, come back out, and see you the next time you play around there.
Yeah.
So, like, that's definitely the way to go long term. But it's just such a twisted thing.
Yeah, like, when you're doing the cover thing, it's like, you can get a lot of fans that way because they'll be like, "Oh, they're playing songs I know, so I like them," But then they're not really appreciating your music,
right?
But then, yeah, it's a lot harder to do the original shows because you can't guarantee crowds and much of them, and or all of them. I won't say much, but
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Wish I knew the answer. I would be doing it myself.
I found this out, and as I get older, so many of my statements and conversations end with what you just said right there.
Yeah.
You just say a lot of stuff, but you say, "But yeah, I don't know, man." Like so, it doesn't matter what I'm talking about.
If we knew, we would probably be in different places. Right
We could talk about music or philosophy or changing tires or
women,
especially women.
We don't know anything.
Let's not even get started there. Jesus,
Don't get me started.
But they all end with, "Yeah, I don't know." And
Even stuff about yourself. When did you come here? I don't know. Yeah.
what do you do in your off time when you're not
Oh man,
doing all the things that have to do with
I was gonna say
the
when I'm
business?
working, I'm playing music. When I'm band, I'm playing music. When I'm at home,
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time just working on the band. Like booking shows, promoting. And we got a PR company from New York helping us out right now, so
Cool.
they're helping out a little bit with that. But if I'm not doing music, I golf a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to go. I want to golf with you. I love
golf?
I love golf.
What? For
Yes.
real? Let's golf, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Joel go out like once a week, so
Shit, yeah.
we just went out this last weekend. If it's above like 50 degrees.
Yeah, next
be
time y'all
out
go,
there.
I'm in. Let's do it.
All right, dude. I'll hit you
I
up.
just went and did Top Golf for the first time. the
yeah.
other
Did you
day.
like it?
Yeah, loved
Yeah,
it.
man,
I could
I've been,
spend. We
like,
did it
10
for.
times.
I was with a few friends, and we only did it for like an hour, 8, and had a couple drinks, and then left. But I was at the end. I had that feeling like when you're gambling and you don't want to leave the table or whatever.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, man, I really don't want to leave. Like, can we
Well,
stay
you
for
gotta,
another
you gotta
hour
go
or
with
two?
less people, first of all.
It was only, I think there was 3 or 4 of us.
Oh, I thought you said 8.
No.
Maybe
We
I made
ate
that up.
food.
Oh, okay.
We ate food.
See, I just hear
And then
words
drinks.
and
Yeah.
I just.
But I could see myself spending a lot of time and money there.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I was just
It's fun to go with people that actually play golf too, because there's games, the different games
Yeah.
where you can like hit it and you have to hit it in a certain one, or you get negative.
yeah. We
points
only
if it's the
did
wrong one.
like the warm up one, and then like started another one that was time
Yeah,
to go.
yeah.
But there was me and one of the other guys played golf, and you could tell knew what we were doing, and
Yeah,
then the
yeah.
other 2 were like,
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
so not
well, it's hard
so
to be
much.
competitive when like you just obviously they don't know don't know how to hit. So, but yeah, dude, we'll have to go there sometime too.
yeah, it was great. It was for people listening. If you don't know what Top Golf is, it's this newfangled thing. But they've got them. I know there's one in Birmingham and Atlanta.
Yeah, I went to the one in
Oh,
Vegas. That was
yeah.
the first time I'd been to one. Yeah.
They've got one here that just opened like in the last year sometime.
Yeah.
But it's a restaurant bar
driving
range. So
it's
we
like
were
a
walking up
game
there. I
driving
told
range.
Chance, my cousin, I was like, we were walking up, and you can see like there's 3 levels, I think,
Yep.
of bays, driving range bays, where you're hitting out into this driving range. I said, man, that looks like the future. I don't know why. I don't know, but so you're in this bay, and there's a table where the waitress will bring you food and drinks, but there's a driving range pad where it shoots out a ball, and you hit it out into this driving range, and there's different targets throughout the distance, and each time it spits out a ball, there's a computer chip or a microchip in
sensor
it.
in them, yeah.
And so it knows when you hit that ball. It's kind of like cosmic bowling or something. Like it keeps track of where that ball goes, and it keeps you're in the system.
And whenever they play Thunderstruck, then all the lights go crazy. They start strobing and blinking.
is that a real thing, or did you just
Yeah.
make that up? Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, there's certain songs they do.
Oh,
But
okay.
apparently the staff has to stop and dance. A lot of them
Really?
they don't do that. I think that rule might have gone down. But
So if you're a golfer, you should go check out Top Golf. And I'm not saying that because they paid me, but if Top Golf would
hey,
like to pay me,
there you go.
feel free. Or
I think
just
we're
give me-
actually going to play there. They have a venue there.
Yeah, the one here in Nashville has a venue.
they all
too.
do.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know if all of them, but the one in Vegas did too.
Ah.
It had a big stage, and
They're doing it right. That's the way to do
I
it.
think Hootie did like some sort of CD release show or
Hootie?
album release or something. Yeah,
Yeah. I like
right when it opened.
always call him Hootie. He's always Hootie.
He'll always be Hootie.
Golf. Yeah, I want to go play golf. So that's your
Let's do it.
hobby.
All right,
of
let's go.
choice?
See you, folks.
Yeah, we're out of here.
But
That's
yeah,
your
yeah.
hobby of
No, I'm a huge golfer. I go to concerts all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it's interesting. Some people, once they get into the business of playing music, don't go out and see music a lot because they're around it all the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
But then some people are still like, no, let's go.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. No, I love going to see shows and concerts, and yeah, I just saw Walk the Moon the other day, the Ryman.
Walk the Moon?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. Is that a
They
band?
sing "Shut Up and Dance with Me." They're cool, but it was a good show. Saw the Shins there at the Ryman a few weeks ago. Guns N' Roses when they had a British show here.
When is your next show? That's what everybody was wondering. Where can people go see you coming up?
The next show we have in town here in Nashville is March 3rd at The Local, which used to be The Country.
Used to be The Country, okay.
And now it's called The Local. So, yeah.
March 3rd, The Local. Where else? You got any other shows on the road coming up?
Yeah, we're doing a little run up through like St. Louis and Tulsa and that area and stuff.
Cool.
Coming up in March and
St. Louis, Tulsa.
Yeah.
If there's anybody out there listening.
Kansas City, Springfield, Missouri.
There you go.
And then
all the people, all my tens of listeners.
There you go. They all live in those places.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, just krantzmusic.com. Check it regularly because shows become posted. One might have been posted while we've been talking. Who knows?
Who knows? Are you a social media guy? Do you like posting?
Oh my God, I hate it.
All that stuff?
I hate it.
It's so weird.
I have so many better things to do. Or if I'm in the moment, I don't want to think about. Hold on, guys! I got to put this on our story.
It's such a thing, yeah.
I hate it. But
first off, I see people doing it all the time, and that bothers me.
It makes my stomach
and then like when I'm scrolling through, like I get it. If there's really something going on, and you really have
you're promoting,
whatever,
for something.
I get it, but like every little thing.
When I'm enjoying a meal, I just want to eat and enjoy it.
I just scroll through and I'll see everybody's like.
Think about how cold it got while you were taking that picture.
Yeah, you're losing flavor there.
Exactly.
I don't know, but it's a necessary thing that just annoying sometimes.
Yeah,
I think
to do it though.
I'll have the thought. A lot of times I'll be like, "Ooh, I should post something. What could I conjure up to post?" I'm like, I don't want to just sit here and make up some shit.
The other day I had to take a picture for something for a story, and it took me like 20 minutes. I was like, "Oh my God!" I felt so lame after that. I was like, "How did this take so long?" That part of my day is gone.
It's weird. It's weird thinking about. Like, I moved here in 2009. There was no Instagram.
Yeah.
There was, Facebook had been out for like 4 or 5 years. But, no Instagram. I moved here with a flip phone. I had an LG flip phone.
I don't really
lost
remember.
On Broadway
I guess maybe like the very first days when I was real young. But think about booking shows before there was the internet.
Oh, yeah,
email.
I was talking to somebody in here.
You had to call a club and be like, "Hey, can we play?"
Who was that? I don't remember who I was talking to.
It was probably a lot easier to book stuff, and you just get it out of the way right there. Hey, can we play this date? Yes or no? Okay, done. Now you have to email 20 clubs.
And wonder if they're even going to read the email.
And then 2 weeks later, you get a response from 3, and then a week later, you get a response from 2. And
you're
like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody, and I was like, imagine being a tour manager and having to tour manage with landlines and a physical calendar and notebook and landline telephones.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched, I think it was in the Eagles documentary, that This is the Eagles or whatever, like that one. They're talking about that. And then also did you ever watch the Leon Russell and Joe Cocker, the Mad Dogs and Englishmen, Joe Cocker documentary?
Yeah, I haven't seen the documentary.
Well, there's the album, of course. But they videoed like the whole tour.
Oh, okay.
And so there's a documentary where, clips from different performances and behind the scenes. And there's one scene there was, on that tour, I think I heard Joe Cocker lost like so much money on that tour because he took like 70 something people on the road or 60 something and, buying hotel rooms for all those people, whatever. But there was one scene where, computer, I muted you. Thought it did. Salespeople or somebody calling to get their money. Yeah, collectors. That's what we had. But it showed there's one scene where their tour manager for this like 70-person road show in the 70s was like a British black man who might or might not have been homosexual. I'm not sure. But it showed him like
just British.
maybe it was just British. I don't know. But he showed him like walking into this restaurant and to pick up 60-something plates of food, and like 3 of them had to be vegetarian, and 2 of them had to be this and whatever. But he did all that with fucking telephones, and notebook paper.
Well, at least it was a lot more direct, the communication. The telephones stuff. So you're actually talking to someone instead of being like, I don't know who's gonna get this email.
I guess and back then you probably had to send I guess you had to send physical press kits of like
Yeah,
to the
you had to
venue
mail press
with
kits out. Yeah.
your 8x10 and your 45 disc and whatever.
Oh man.
I get cracked up when I'm looking at venues to book, like new ones in new places or whatever. I'll be looking around, and if I see somebody that says mail physical press kits to this address, I'm like, it's 2018.
Yeah, dude, I see that.
What person is sitting around like stuffing their big envelopes with their physical press? I guess maybe people still do it. I don't know. Maybe it works.
I don't think anybody does. Sure, I never took that down from 10 years ago. Or 20 years ago.
Where do you? Yeah, you're probably right. Where do you golf around here when you golf?
Oh man,
what's your favorite courses?
I go to Shelby a lot because it's real close to where I live.
Yeah, I like Shelby.
But I love Two Rivers.
Yeah,
out here. It's a cool course.
I used to do Nashville Village a lot.
Yeah, Nashville's cool. It's a little far because you live down there in Antioch. But I go to Pebblebrook a lot.
I've never been there.
It's north of town. By Jolton, kind of on 24. Yeah, man, all the municipal courses. Yeah.
When your look runs out, I feel bad that I said that wrong.
Oh no, it's okay. No, I think that's just what you think when you hear it. Maybe it's a saying, It's when
I even looked at the. I was listening to it on Spotify. Sorry, I didn't purchase it.
It's all good. Dude. I get that stream.
Yeah, there you go. You get my 0.17 cents.
There we go, dude.
But I was looking, I just sworn it said, look, anyway. Well, folks, you should go purchase, you should get the Krantz album also, but you should definitely go get Run Away With Me.
Yep.
And dance in your living room.
Just do it.
Turn it up and dance.
Boom.
Do some substance, whatever substance that you choose to do, whether it's coffee or booze or other things. If you could, Mr. Krantz, if you could go back to yourself fresh out of high school at 18, 19 years old and give a piece of advice, what would you tell yourself?
Say, buy Bitcoin.
Is that it?
Yep.
All right.
No. Man, I don't know. It's hard to say because, you always think that, like, if I could go back in time, what would I change? But then you also got to realize how much you've learned since then.
Yeah.
And you're a completely different person because of what's happened to you and the experiences you've had in your life. So it's like, if I could go back knowing what I know now, I could probably be like...
Well, not so much like change, but like if you were talking to an 18-year-old person who was wanting to be in music and reminded you of you when you were that age, what tip would you...
Say, man, just go to college.
If you could be happy doing anything else, do that.
Do that. No,
I've always thought it was like that question is interesting to me because it's interesting to hear what people say, but also kind of like you were talking about, if you were to go back and tell yourself something, odds are your 18-year-old self would listen to your 30-something-year-old self and be like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like,
yeah, dude.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah. No, honestly, I'd say just stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
Because in music, I think that's something people can tell, if you're genuine with what you create or not.
Yeah.
And
art.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on, man. Well, I think we should play some music.
Let's do it.
Well, thanks for talking.
Yeah, dude.
My man, Jeffrey Krantz. Check out his band Krantz, Krantz. Their new single, Run Away With Me, is available right now. And it'll make you want to get up and dance, maybe in the dark with some glow sticks. I don't know, wherever you choose to do so. I will have links to that, the band website, which is krantzmusic.com, and all kinds of stuff over on the show notes page, which will be at don'tstifleme.com/045. Now, like I said at the start, if you enjoyed this talk, then most importantly, please click the subscribe button. Maybe check out some of the older episodes if you're new to the podcast here. But also, if you want some behind-the-scenes perks that nobody else has access to, well, then you can go check out patreon.com/DSM podcast. And over there, you can pledge as little as $1, $3 a month. And that little bit of money per month, which can cost you less than a cup of coffee, helps to keep the recording and producing and releasing of these talks for you all to listen to. Once again, if you want to check that out, it's patreon.com/DSM podcast. All right, while Krantz and I are jamming in the background here, I want to thank you so much for listening. Once again, you're a beautiful person. The podcast social medias, if you're interested, are all at DSM Podcast. Mine are all at Jacob Stifle, and that is JACOBSTIEFEL. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and week and month and year of 2018. I'll talk to you again soon, though. Beat me to it.